Holy crap, that was loud. So, welcome! Sorry, I had to turn up the sound a bit because it kind of blew my ears off. Welcome to a match of Dota 2. We have got ourselves a game for StarLadder Season 5, Day Number 4, Star Series, 3D Clan taking on RoX. 3D Clan losing a bit of their bonus time for having one of their players stand in that not loading in properly twice. So they caused a bit of delay and that results in less bonus time. We've got ourselves a Silencer band together with the Wisp, Keeper of Light and Batrider. And before we continue going with that, I just want to show you this for a short period of time, just so you are aware what the standings are. I know that not every team has played a game yet, but this way you can actually keep a bit of a track of what's going on with the standings. If you want to check out these rankings for yourself, you can go to StarLadder.tv and you'll be able to see everything there. So, what we saw yesterday from RoX, we saw a solo mid Blink Dagger Alchemist. Shadow's Blade at some point also. With the Lifestealer there as well. So, I'm kind of hoping that they're going to do the same thing because that was very enjoyable to watch. They do pick up a Lifestealer again. So, we're probably still going to see him trying to infest and be that aggressive player that we saw him be yesterday. With Battles on the Lifestealer, I would expect. And 3D Clan, they've had a good run so far as well. They of course have had some solid performance, but the one thing that they do not have today is Lolek. Lolek is away, so they have a stand-in, so they are not playing on full force, which might cripple them slightly. We've got some jungle heroes being banned out by 3D Clan with an Enchantress and a Chen being out of there, and it is RoX that bans out the Magnus. For 3D Clan, they already have a very strong lineup. They've got a Phantom Lancer, Nyx Assassin, and a Rubik. So that's a tri-lane potentially sorted for them. And it already shows that they're just, you know what, we're going to go for late game and we're going to go let that Phantom Lancer farm and have the Rubik and Nyx Assassin to be there
5 seconds
around him just in case he's being aggressed on.
Reserve time.
That does make it easier for RoX to ban out heroes though, because I said like most likely tri-lane, but the potential for Nyx Assassin or Rubik to be on a solo lane is of course there. I'm not going to expect that for now. But then you would be expecting 3D Clan to still need 2 solo lanes, which means that RoX can just ban out the Magnus, the Queen of Pain, and apparently the Pugna, which is a hero that I wasn't expected to see banned out. But a Pugna is of course, his ward is great against a Tinker. So they just don't want to have to deal with that one. And a 3D Clan, I mean, they don't have any bonus time, and apparently they're inclined on not to use any time because they ban instantly the Shadow Demon. Of course, that is a hero that you can consider to be, well, not really a counter against a Phantom Lancer, but still pretty damn good because you can, of course, disrupt a Phantom Lancer or an illusion, and you create your own illusions that will create their own illusions, so you can create your own Phantom Lancer army. And that's something that I don't want to have to deal with. We might see,
10
actually, no, there's
remaining.
somebody supports. Like, normally I'd say, like, maybe RoX wants to ban out a Bane or
5
something.
seconds remaining.
And Bane is, of course, a hero that can also be solo mid. And I would say Bane because Bane has been picked up a lot lately just to counter that Lifestealer. But it's been a while since I saw him in solo mid position. So, curious to see what they're going to do. We have actually 3D Clan who had the first pick, and by the way, if you're wondering, like, it's all best out of ones. How is it decided who is getting the best, who is getting the first pick, who is getting the second pick, or who is getting the first, or who's getting Dire and Radiant, etc. Well, that's decided of the team that's in the lobby first, complete with every single of their members. I mean, standings are allowed, but you know, as long as they're 5, that team can decide: do they want to pick the side, or do they want to pick first pick? RoX was the complete first, and they have decided to pick Radiant, which means that 3D Clan, they can decide if they want to have first pick, and they did. So they are going to be indeed having the first pick. Also in the second picking phase, they pick up the Storm Spirit, so that's a mid lane hero for them. We still see a Bane banned out, so RoX also not entirely sure about what they can expect, but at least they do not want to face the Bane. I don't blame them for, you know, better safe than sorry, because it's just, if you're a Lifestealer, you want to just... You want to have that freedom to move around and kill stuff. Your thing is staying alive by hitting stuff. It's very simple, it's very basic, but you have to actually be able to move to be able to do
5
that.
seconds remaining.
And a Fiend's Grip will of course stop you regardless of your rage. First, the Vortex is still there, but then again, you have your rage, and then you can be a bit more secure with that. So RoX, What are we gonna see from them today? It's gonna be an Ancient Deprivation, a hero that I haven't seen being played in competitive games that much lately. He is okay together with the Lifestealer, by the way. You have, of course, the open wounds, which slows the target down. And if you don't have a cold feet in there from Ancient Deprivation, that is almost resulting in a guaranteed stun. I say almost, because I do believe at the start you should be able to get away from that. Maybe later on, not anymore, but I do believe that should be possible. But at least it's making it a bit harder to do
10
that.
seconds remaining.
Well, let's see what 3D Clan is going to pick up as their last
5
hero. I mean, they
seconds
have now
remaining.
got their solo mid, I would expect, from the Storm Spirit. I'm still assuming it to be a safe trial lane, by the way, from 3D Clan. It could, of course, be an aggressive one as well. And then Storm Spirit, we've seen him on the safe lane solo before as well, on the top lane. And then they could still pick up a mid lane hero, but they're going to pick up an Enigma. Enigma is actually... Maybe Enigma is a hero that can fill also multiple roles. Normally we see him in the jungle because he is that solid jungle hero that just farms fastest of everybody in the jungle. But he is also being played as offlaner sometimes. We've even seen him solo mid, but potentially he's gonna go on the offlane, and otherwise, well, they might just leave it empty. We have seen that being done before as well, so
10
that
seconds
shouldn't be really as a
remaining.
surprise, coming as a surprise. And if you're gonna assume that there's gonna be a Lifestealer, Ancient
5
Deprivation,
seconds remaining.
and then another support there of your opponent team, and you know that you won't be able to do anything with any solo offlane that you can put there, then you might as well not put anybody there and at least get some secure farm in that jungle with
10
an Enigma.
seconds remaining.
And also by picking up that Enigma, they deny all jungle heroes from
5
RoX, because
seconds remaining.
Enchantress and Gen already banned out, and they are now forced to go for trial lane. So that's gonna be Venomancer. I like the Venomancer though, and I mean with the slows, they have a lot of slows, not a lot of disables, by the way. That cold feet has to actually proc for them to have a disable, but they have a lot of slows and big slows as well, with the 50% slow of the Gale.
Prepare for battle.
Still quite curious to see how they're gonna be handling this. If they're gonna be having the Basils jumping into the Tinker. Is it me, or is this not as smooth as it should be? Let me just check to see if something is wrong with my settings, because it feels like it is, but I can't see what it might be. What might it be? What might it be? Valve. No, that's not it either. Okay. So, I guess that's just me then. Let me know if you have any issues. I will check in 2 minutes time to see if you notice something or not. Anyway, let's see who's playing what. We have RoX. It's going to be Seedoy on the Darkseer. It's going to, of course, be on the offlane. Yul will be playing the Venomancer this game. It will be StarLadder who's going to be playing the Tinker.
30
Most likely going to
seconds
go
to
towards the mid lane, but by the looks of it, they have got some different places to be standing at, so I'm not entirely sure. We have Basils, of course, on the Lifestealer. It is gonna be oh, I already saw him. We're here. There we go. Hardy will be playing the the Ancient Deprivation. We saw him playing Venomancer yesterday, which is why I was in a moment of saying that. But that is that's the Ancient Deprivation, and that is everybody on the side of RoX.KiS. As we do indeed see Seedoy going towards the top lane. Looks like we might have a bit of a dual lane going on. Dual lane for two people. Trial lane mid. Oh come on, trial lane mid. That would be funny. We'll find out. Let's see who's playing what on 3D Clan. It's gonna be Sharfik on the Storm Spirit in the mid lane. No real surprise there, as he is the solo mid for their team. Serva will indeed be going into that jungle with the Enigma. It will be the bottom lane that's entirely open. Solo there for being free on the top lane to support his carry. Also Dread there on the Nyx Assassin. He was, by the way, playing the Rubik. Playing the Nyx Assassin as a support, and already picked up a smoke. So gonna go for early gank. Look at that outfit. That looks kind of cool. Next is gonna be playing the Phantom Lancer. And that's indeed gonna be Basils in the mid lane. That's indeed Hardy pulling. Now we only need to know what Venomancer is gonna do. He is stacking and pulling. Not stacking, apparently, just pulling. And StarLadder will therefore be by himself. I mean, they are leaving the bottom lane entirely open. And, I mean, normally you have, like, you would expect, and probably 3D was gonna expect, that they were gonna leave the Lifestealer to free from the bottom lane. And that is okay-ish. Or at least apparently they were okay with that. But now they are having a Tinker free farming. And the thing about a Tinker is, I mean, normally in the mid lane, yes, he gets his farm up as well pretty fast. But at least he can be shut down a bit. But now he's not shut down at all, and that means that his boots of travel are going to be up very, very fast, and that means that he is going to be able to stop 3D from pushing very early on. And I'm sorry, by the way, if I'm calling them sometimes 3D Max, but I'm meaning 3D Clan, but it's just confusing. That's how my brain works. It's awkward. But yeah, we do have a dual turn lane. It is difficult for Sheever to last hit here. He's seemingly also not able to get that much in experience rate. Being very careful here. With also now Yol standing around there with the smoke on, and they want to go for that. There's open wounds, and there's no escape for him. He is gonna drop Gale hits, and Sharvik cold feet, and that's gonna be the first blood going away of Basils. And nice, a lot of damage still being done by to Basils with all the remnants going off. But I mean, that is just yeah, that is a tri-lane mid or something. I don't know if you can call it that. But the combination, I mean, the thing about Storm Spirit, I know I said it yesterday in the game as well, I believe, when there was a Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is a great hero for mid-game. Mid lane, he's also pretty dominant, by the way, in the meantime. They feel like they should do something, so they push down the tower. But before level 6, he has no escape whatsoever, so he's gonna have a tough time if he's gonna get ganked. And he also doesn't have any wards apart from the ward on the top lane, so he doesn't see anything incoming. He doesn't know what kind of rune gets picked up on the bottom lane either. And there's going to be Nexus picking up a tower gold, so that's the first tower to go down. I mean, 3D, they realized that they might be getting outlaid mid, with Basils being on 12 for 9 and Sharvik already giving first blood and being on 6 for 1. So they want to make, and they're of course not winning bottom lane because they don't have anybody there. So they want to make as much as possible from the top lane that they do have. And they do pick up the tower, and they might even try to go for a tier 2. I mean, RoX, they're not really in a state to farm, or at least to fight this. They can, but I don't think they'd want to actually put heroes on there. Like, you have to stop farming with one of the heroes, and you don't want to stop farming with the Tinker because you want to have your boots of travel. You don't want to stop farming with your Lifestealer because you want to go for carry build and go for items and not give Sharvik any free farm. Oh, telekinesis and an impale. Yol got caught out of position in between 4 heroes. He will drop still down to Gale. But nobody can go in on that one. And dive from 3D Clan, and that's gonna be a tower going down. And Yol just showing himself is enough to warrant that gank, if you can call it a gank if they come straight from the front. So 1 kill picked up by them as well. Now Sharvik gonna try to get for a remnant, but there's a rage. Is there gonna be more? There's a cold feed. Here comes Cedo as well, and that's gonna be another kill for Basils. Away. And there's gonna be Storm Spirit gone for the second time. Still not level 6, of course. Pretty important. He's level 5. As Yol, I mean, the thing that he can do is place wards. They might be level 1, but it's still piercing damage. It still will do quite a bit, and will still make sure that it's gonna be a bit tougher for 3D to actually push up to the high ground. And they're probably not gonna try. I say probably, but you know, he's level 4. Can't really get any tower hits. Looks like with all those towers down, though, they try to stop StarLadder from farming here a bit. Oh. And he's gonna get ganked. There is an Impale. StarLadder gonna try to go from the sideline because here's Solo. Telekinesis is there as well. Impale from the sideline. No escape for him. So you see Doi coming in too late, and that's gonna be Surge. Is it gonna be enough? It might be. No, it is not. Rubik picking up the kill. Now Doi, no Surge for himself anymore. But he will stay alive. By the way, that was Tinker. He was like on 1500 gold or something like that. Still doing pretty okay though for himself. As we, by the way, with all these towers going down and people not really caring about last hit that much. More about control right now. But just putting up the net worth, and it is actually the Phantom Lance that's highest on net worth, and we can also say that that's of course because of those towers going down. So everybody on 3D Clan has got that extra gold from the towers, so have to take that into consideration when you look at the net worth. It's the biggest reason why the supports are that big of a difference. It's just the towers. The biggest reason also why we see Storm Spirit still having a decent amount of gold. He's gonna actually be ganked here, at least Basils is there, because there's gonna be people coming in from the side. The smoke is still up on the Nyx if he wants to use it. He's gonna walk past the ward though. They know exactly where they are. Central ward being placed. Does scout them out, I think. Oh, wait a second. Serva, trouble. Being chased down. Here comes Red trying to help out. There's gonna be a search of a StarLadder. Impale still hits though, and that's gonna be Serva on his way out. Cedo might be able to do it still. Marching machines going through. There's gonna be a laser if he wants to, and that's gonna be the last hit going to Basils. His kill, well, his kill counts now on 3 because he got all the kills in the game so far, and with that kill also Basils, Sharvik backing off, as well as Dread. And a lot of heroes used by RoX for this. I have to say, I mean, with the games that we saw from these two teams yesterday, I was expecting quite a bit of entertaining games, or at least active ones, and they're roaming around a lot for kills. Both of these teams feel like they need to control this very early game, not just by strong lanes, but by just being everywhere on the map, being present with ganks. Oh yo. Malefice and Pale. He still hits a Gale, but you know, doesn't really matter. Fate Ball.
Everyone.
That actually might be a tower. In the meantime, Sharvik, he does have Ball Lightning, so he will be safe. And Basils can't really chase him down, as we see Hardy taking a lot of damage. Oh, he goes for it! Here comes a Vortex. Might actually be able to kill this up. Oh, still hit. That's a kill though. But he can't get away. No mana for him. 2 bottle charges might be enough for him to get away still. But yeah, he would be getting away. He should be getting away. Basils might be able to chase this. He has 11-second cooldown on his open wounds. Sharvik is gonna be living though. Basils gives up. Nice play there by Basils. Bit on the edge, but that's the way that it works for him. As we have tier 1 tower gonna be pushed down. Still the Aner, he still doesn't have his boots to travel. It feels like 3D, their rotation from the top lane towards the bottom lane came just in time to actually get this. Unless there's gonna be some kills happening right now. The TP from the Seedoy as well as from the Venomancer will help out. Malefice up on Seedoy. He doesn't have a Surge anymore. There's not gonna be a Gale anymore. At 3D, they're gonna be getting away. And again, 4 heroes being used for this. Hard Eve also coming in. And Basil's just free farming on the middle lane again. 41 last hits for him. And without having any towers down on his opposing team, he is still pretty decent on par with the Phantom Lance, who actually got two last hits on towers. Of course, there was a killing spree up on Basil's. We cannot forget about that. But that's only 2 kills more than what Nexus has on his Phantom Lancer. Gold graph in favor of 3D. I mean, this is exactly 2 towers. 1 tower gives about 1,500 if you count last hit. Oh, Stellar and fails, dead. Killing spree going the way of Solo, the support Rubik doing the works. But this is the Storm Spirit that actually got level 6 with only dying once or twice. Was it twice? I think it was twice. And he is now able to do what Storm Spirits are supposed to be doing. What we didn't see is Storm Spirit doing yesterday, by the way. But still, he's being there on the map. He's being present. He's going for kills. He's being literally ballsy with his Ball Lightning Storm Spirit that we are used to seeing in pubs mostly. At least I am. See more in pubs than in professional matches. But it is always enjoyable to see him still, though. He can give that mid-game balance to your team if you need to buy time for some hero to farm up like a Phantom Lancer. Talking about Phantom Lancer, he's going for the Fusel Blade and he's also going to get ganked. They do have a dust on the Age of Separation. They just gave it away though. They gave it to the Lifestealer. So there's the dust. They know exactly where he is. Open Wounds goes up as well. Lance still hits. He's gonna try to fight, but he knows he cannot do it. Maybe he can get a kill on the backside from Yol. He might actually do that. Stick Charge is trying to help out. Nexus is already dead. But yeah, he's not gonna be able to get Yol. He's gonna be able to get away from that one. Nice clean gang of RoX. And again, oh actually no, that was a kill going the way of Hardy. So that was Basil's not getting that last hit for that kill. In the meantime, this is the last, actually no, the tier 1 tower is still standing with a lot of harassment going on. But yeah, it's gonna be going down regardless. There's a lot of people coming in here to push, and I mean there's only Seedoy around here. We haven't really seen that much, by the way. Ooh, that's Age of Separation level 6. That's gonna be ulti flying in. There's a fortification. They want to try to do this. They want to try to deny. Can't get the deny. Can they get a kill on the back of this though? Gale hits on the Rubik. He is gonna get slowed down. Impale hits on Yol as well, and they cannot chase this anymore. And the Enigma also on the way out. He would have even had a black hole. Would they have thought about turning around and going for that? Sharvik pushing bottom lane slightly, also giving the Tinker a bit of a difficult time trying to push. He does have his boots of travel now, and at this point it's going to be a lot harder to try and take down any towers. March of the Machines will try to stop down this push from him incoming, but there will be a push. We actually have Nexus leaving his lane, and he's going to go for this. He has got a Diffusal Blade. There he goes. Lance hits. The slow is there as well. The block is there as well. March of the Machines will try to do what he can, but he will still go down. There he goes. Sheever picking up the kill, who might actually go down. Nope. Tower helping out. Age of Separation, they're gonna fly in up on Nexus. It's taking a lot of damage from there. Dread also got hit by that, but Nexus will stay alive with that and should be just fine. In the meantime, mid lane, let's see if they can get some tower in return. I mean, there's still no towers down on the side of 3D. And That's quite surprising. There's 3 towers down on the side of RoX. Oh wait, ball lightning in. That's gonna be RD already going down. There's a vortex up on Basils. He does have a rage though. Can't turn it on the moment he thinks he wants it. Now he can go for a rage to try and get the Nyx Assassin. There we go. No rage, but open wounds there. And that's gonna be Sharfik in a lot of trouble. Gale hits. He still has a ball lightning though. Can they get him buyback from the Nyx Assassin? TP's back towards the mid lane just to make sure that nobody is gonna continue chasing that one. And Basils, he has to run. No level 6. Oh, he just got level 6 actually to help pick up Hardy there. My bad. What did they say? Dire. The lady said dire unless you stop. Dread, he just got back, cannot die again. We have rockets flying. Nice spike characters though to stop that damage from incoming. We do still have also a black hole that hasn't been used yet. We have Sarah picking up a mechanism at that as well. It feels like RoX, I mean, they've got this lineup that has map control at some point when the Tinker is indeed high enough level. Wait a second, invisibility turned up on Storm Spirit. He's gonna go for Seedoid Vortex there. Is there enough? There is of course a Surge. Can he get away? He might be. No, he cannot. And there comes Dread to help out the exit. Help the escape, make sure that nobody of RoX is gonna try to kill him off in return. And it feels like all the slows that RoX has, they like it's slows and they need stuns. They need to do something against that Storm Spirit. I mean, yeah, Phantom Lancer is not even the real problem right now. It is the Storm Spirit that can just do what he wants because there's no real disable unless he stands still long enough with a cold feet. But other than that, you've got only open wounds and a gale and a vacuum, and you can just ball lightning yourself away anyway. So that's a miss coming from RoX, I feel like. But they still have that lifesteal, are still farming pretty decently. And later on in the game, if you have this lineup of these lineups against each other, it's not going to be these two carries, the Lifestealer versus Phantom Lancer, all that much. Of course, still quite a bit, especially Phantom Lancer will be doing Phantom Lancer stuff. But that will mean that that stage of the game, it will be all the more important what kind of decisions you make, how you're going to try to split push since you do have a Tinker, and how you're going to not let yourself get caught by a black hole and still able to pick off some heroes, and more importantly, how to have a sheepstick up on the Tinker to continuously shut down Sharfik, who's going to be killing off the Tinker. Yeah, so there's really nothing they can do. And he's gonna build for an Orchid as well. That's a great item to have against the Tinker. I mean, Tinker, he needs to have that rearm. Especially later game. If you then silence him, he can't do anything. In the meantime, looks like the first tier 1 tower on the side of 3D is gonna go down. Fortification is there though, but they're only gonna trade it for tier 2 bottom. Tier 2 is most likely gonna drop. Nice 8 also hits on 4, but they're not gonna go in on that. I do believe. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they are. And they are. Let's see if they can do something. Serva getting ready maybe for a black hole. There he goes. Hits on 3. Is 1 down already. Battles the Sulliator now in trouble. Has to back out again as there's a Lance hitting on Sulliator. No more mana for him. Has to run for his life. And Nigma still goes down. Gale still hits on Solo, who actually has an Iron Shell for himself. Can they actually get him though? There is gonna be a raid steal as well if he wants to, as Nexus turns himself around to go for Yol. Will be able to get him. As Solo is able to escape on the sidelines now. Hardy gonna get a lance in his face as well as an Impale, and will take a dive. And now Basil's last one alive. The last one here, I should say, will go down, and the only one that got away was the Tinker, who was actually only getting away on the skin of his teeth because he got away just in time from the Phantom Lancer as well, from the black hole that he was caught in. And that's gonna be a fight that RoX is gonna regret taking, because 3D with that fight, they're gonna be so much ahead with gold and mostly like the most importantly experience, that they might be able to feel confident to try and take this again. I mean, this Phantom Lancer is pretty farmed. He's gonna level 2 Diffusal Blade. Sharfik gonna go for Cedar already dropping straight away. Yol's gonna be next. Nova going through, but it doesn't matter. Nexus might actually drop though. There we go. So that's something that RoX can get back. Sharfik taking a lot of damage, out of mana already, but he has the Aegis, so he just wants to burn it. Dread still on very low life, but he will be fine. There goes the Aegis finally. Dust being popped. They realize that Dread's here somewhere. Open boost is there, and that's going to be at least a kill going their way. Sharfik though, can he turn this around? He ball lightnings himself away. Together with Solo, who's just standing still, pushing the lane because he can. I mean, that's again 3 heroes dead inside the enemy base, and the tier 3 was barely even damaged. I mean, this is 3D pulling ahead big time, and that is. I mean, it's not just Storm Spirit, even though he's playing a big role in this, but it's also, of course, the top lane was entirely empty, and that's still fine. We've seen that being done before. We've seen that being done by 3D also, of course. But you have to make sure that you get enough in return for it, and by the time that 3D came towards the bottom lane, Tinker did not have his boot to travel yet, and then he got shut down. So then he got the late, and then it all turned to crap for RoX, or at least for now. They are still not out of this game yet. I mean, if it's one hero that's hard to push in against, if you're gonna go for tier 3 towers, it is the March of the Machine with it from a Tinker. I mean, that's gonna be a tough one to take. Aceto is gonna be taking a Fall of Soul, Burn doing it. And after those 2 ganks that he got before he got level 6, he hasn't died yet since. So he's having a great game ever since, with the haste rune especially helping out. Allowing him to just continuously gank and farm at the same time. Let's see what someone bought. Drums going the way of Nexus. Oh, Basil's. Impale to start things off with. Malefice as well. He can still rage, trying to run away from this, but will he be in time? Here comes the Nexus as well. The rage will. Oh, he jumps into RoX. I was gonna say the rage is gonna run out, but he jumps into RoX and into Hardy, and then he will be able to stay alive with that. March of the Machine is also marking his safe exit, safe return. Well, it looks like 3D, they don't really care about it that much anyway. They will go into the tier 2 regardless. They are heading gold about, well, I would say about 8.3k gold. We have got the experience graph after that last fight is just dropping down, plummeting towards a 7.5k experience in favor of 3D clan. And even without Lolik, with Serva instead, they are seemingly having the control of this game. Oh, Yol, trouble, the Fuse Blade gonna hit, Asia Brazier is gonna hit as well, though. No more mana for Yol. Open wounds, Dread, down, Sharpix, down, Basil's doing the works, and the rest of 3D clan is on the way out, and maybe, just maybe, RoX can turn this around. I can't believe that they actually got Sharpix. His Ball Lightning was not in time. Well, he did have mana, it was just awkward. They're gonna get their second tower perhaps, or not, or they're gonna get ganked from the sidelines. The rage is up on the Ruby, buyback from the Storm Spirit, they're gonna go for this. Solo, who is he gonna pick up? Not gonna be Basil's, because he rages and he knows that he has to back off right now. Also Dread coming in again. Seraph looking for that black hole, wants to get it up on Basil's if needed, but it doesn't seem to be needed. Never mind. Apparently it is. That's gonna be Basil's going down. The rest of his team though is already on the way out. Cedoy going to push the top lane. It's gonna be StarLadder who's gonna just march on the machines just to make sure that it's not gonna get pushed. Now that's the black hole on cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Separation only gonna flag. It's on 3. I mean, it's decent. We haven't really seen it do that much apart from harassment. But it is constant harassment, and that's definitely something that should not be underestimated. They do get the tower though, with Sharpik picking up the gold. Yeah, would like that ever since he bought back, of course, a bit more low on gold. But that's the last tier 2 tower standing on the side of RoX. The gold grab going slightly up again after those kills going the way of RoX, but it's going to drop down again. Though the thing about this situation is, I mean, we've seen a lot of pushing lineups, even though this is more also a hard carry lineup. But if you are having this kind of push thing going, you normally take down all your towers and take that Roshan and take a tier 3. But the Roshan is not up yet, so it might just be that they're gonna wait for a Roshan to be up to actually go in on RoX on the tier 3 towers. I mean, it's one thing to try and get kills there when you know your enemy is disrupted with people being on the sidelines, people would be on different locations and stuff. But if you're gonna go for a siege on the tier 3 towers, that's a whole different ball game. And if you then are up against a Tinker, you should never underestimate that, because that is the time that you can make those mistakes that will cost you the game, as we've seen people do as well, just banging their heads against the wall that is not gonna budge. Basil's picked up a Desolator after his armlet, so pretty solid item choices, as he's gonna find that the jungle just got farmed by Dread. Oh. Yeah, Basil doesn't see him. Blink Dagger up on the Enigma now as well. Let's take a look at some of the more, bit more items. We still have Source Spirit just with this Orchid. Hasn't farmed that much, but of course it's also because he bought back, but then again. Venomans are going for the full Bracer build. It needs to get its survivability. We have Darkseer with the Mechanism, countering the Mechanism from the Enigma. And the Tinker, StarLadder has got himself or is building a Force Staff after after that boost of travel, it's not really going that fast. It looks like Dread's gonna be in some trouble here, as there's gonna be a dust of rage and open wounds and a separation ulti flying in. Not even needed. Lifestealer getting that kill, and he TP's out straight away. He's gonna get stolen open wounds. Doesn't matter though. Nice kill going away with RoX. Nice pick off. Also delays 3D from pushing it, of course. I mean, at this time, RoX, even though it sounds odd if you're up against a Phantom Lancer, they just want to buy some extra time because they need to have a bit of extra farm up on their supports and have a bit of extra farm up in their Tinker and give him the opportunity to split push slightly and to get those towers a bit lower so they can actually pick up some solid gold that's just laying around on the floor, like literally being towers and everything. Then they need a sheep stick. They need that control. They need to shut down Sharpay. We have Rubik going for an urn, having an urn. We already saw the Nexus was building for a Manta style. And it's an Assassin that picked himself up a Ghost Scepter. I mean, there's two things you can normally do against a Lifestealer: Force Staff or a Ghost Scepter. And a Ghost Scepter is also pretty nice for the Nyx Assassin regardless. So, I mean, not just against the... wow. Not just against the Lifestealer, but also... I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking Pop Song here, by the way. It's Dagon and then Ethereal Blade, etc. And the Vendetta. But we're gonna see him at least with the Ghost Scepter to at least stay alive. If something like that happens again, he will be able to stay alive long enough for his team to come in to save his life, or at least avenge him. If Basil sticks around. Meantime, looks like RoX is not really finding that much freedom to farm. They do have a ward in the jungle and a ward on the high ground here, but they feel like they're just farming around their base. Apart from this guy, this is quite surprising. This is a support Venomancer that is by himself on the top lane on the wrong side of the river. Now he's going to be joined by StarLadder, but he has got no escape. He's got no Force Staff. Your separation ulti going to fly in. That's indeed going to be the Roshan. Solo taking a lot of damage. He actually picked up a Gem of True Sight to just make sure that the control for the map is going to be going all the way for them. Having those wards shut down if he finds them. And they do know that Roshan is being taken down, so but they can't really do anything against it. I mean, they don't have that big team fight potential that 3D has, like a black hole. And they just need to take their time and farm in the meantime. Maybe get some pushes going, but they're not even going to get a tower in return for this.
Roshan has fallen.
The Aegis goes up for Nexus, who is almost finished his Manta Style. Now the question is, do they want to let him finish his Manta Style? Or does he already have it even? Maybe? Yeah, okay, so they're gonna just, with that Manta Style, gonna do that. Storm Spirit picked up the Tinker. That was a ball lightning in of almost a fullest range that he could get with all the mana that he had. Used the Orchid, of course, and Tinker is forced to buy back because here comes 3D. And they're not looking to play nice. Gonna go towards that bottom lane. Workers will fly on the top lane. Some illusions only though. March of the Machines will stop them pushing from the mid lane, but they're gonna come in through the bottom lane first. And show up on Basils. They're getting ready to go in, but if they go in, they have to be ready that there is gonna be a black hole. Server has got that Blink Dagger fortification goes out. Rockets are gonna continue to fly. Worker just got stolen. It is the open wounds. Well, he's really turkey happy on stealing stuff from the Asian Operation, I have to say. Lances, just harassment. Tower will die.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And now it's gonna be the barracks. Well, RoX, they have to do something sometime. Unless they're just gonna count on the March of the Machines to do the work for them and are hoping for 3D Clan to actually overextend at some point. Because when they overextend, that might be the way to go in. Basil's now, Land's gonna hit, and he's just gonna Nexus is just gonna bash in the barracks. Mad stop pop for him as well. Open wounds up on Basil's himself, who has to run away already. Lance is gonna continue to hit. Rages to make sure he goes back to base, but this will be a Rex going down. Age Separation knows he's gonna fly in, not gonna hit anybody though. Everybody knows that it was coming. We'll delay that push slightly. Just like those March of the Machines, they're just waiting for the next creep wave that's gonna come in a moment. And there we go, initiation. StarLadder already dropped dead. Poison Nova going through. Yol's gonna pay for that one with his life as Basil's is gonna try and do what he can, but he gets locked in a black hole. Vacuum cleans that out, but Basil's, can he actually get something next? Is very low in life, but he is gonna be able to pick up. Basil's instead. Barracks still alive. Buyback from Basil's. And that's gonna be Nexus. What's he doing? Where is he going? Dust being popped. They know where he is. They need to slow him down. Gale doesn't hit it. Surge up on the lifestealer, but he's getting blocked by Yo. Can he get there in time for an open wound? He cannot, and that's gonna be it. The one thing they have to be happy about though is that the barracks is still standing. Ancient Deprivation ulti is gonna hit, but he is already being healed up by his Tranquil Boots. My cam is stuttering like crazy in game. Do you mean inside the game client or the one that you see on the stream? Let me know, please. I need to adjust my camera speed. Oh, I know. I think I know what's going on. No. In-game camera. I don't have in-game jittering speed. Maybe that's when my mouse accidentally goes to the second monitor. Perhaps. Even though it hasn't done that for a while. Maybe I should restart my Dota then. Perhaps. I hope it's not that bad, because I can't do anything about it at this time. My camera speed is down to the lowest of the lowest. I can actually check to be sure. Check to be sure. Check to be sure. Check to be sure. Interface. Lowest. Lowest. That's it. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Siege continues in the meantime for 3D Clan. And that's gonna be the bottom lane. In the meantime, top lane is also getting pushed a bit by Sharvik. See what they can do now. Illusions, Eidolon's first coming in. Just harassment though on the barracks. Middle lane getting pressured by Sharvik still. He's gonna still go for that Bloodstone. And Sharvik is of course a hero that when something happens on the bottom lane, he can be there in just a heartbeat with his ball lightning. There goes the Mantisau and the Illusions, and that's gonna be the barracks. There's no fortification, and there it goes. Tinoy, Vortex, and Silence up on that. Sharvik tries to stay alive, already out of mana, but the barracks will drop. Yul actually let his Poison Nova get stolen. We have Nexus being dusted up, being running for his life. Open wounds still gonna hit up on the Rubik, but it doesn't matter. Basil's is on the way out. He might actually drop. He does go down, and he doesn't have a buyback. He already used it in the previous fight. Hardy now gonna drop as well. Double kill going the way of Nexus. Everybody low life for 3D Clan, but it doesn't matter. They're not dead, and their opponents are. And hello, Enigma, welcome back. Did he actually die and bite back? No, he just wasn't there apparently.
Thank you.
Is that my not seeing that? No, he just bought back. Thank you. I was gonna say Black Hole's still up, and they're just gonna go middle. They have to. They can deal without a lifestealer for 35 seconds. They of course have to deal with the Venomancer wards if he places them. There we go. And they have to deal with the March of the Machines. Yeah, they've dealt with that before.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's always when I'm following you. Okay, I'll try not to do that. Wow, seriously? That was Tinker going down so fast. You're getting picked up as well. And that's gonna be GG. So 3D Clan will take the win in this first matchup of day 4 of StarLadder Season 5 for Star Series. We're gonna have another game coming up, 2 games coming up, but the first one coming up right next after this one is Empire taking on Mouse Sports. So I hope you stick around for that one, as that should be a just mighty fine match. And yeah, for 3D Clan, of course, they get that 3 extra points. RoX not getting those points for them today, but hey, they got a nice victory yesterday. Already, you can't have it all. I mean, I'm gonna blame it on not having an alchemist, perhaps. Nah. But anyway, let's jump into the next game as soon as the throne explodes. By the way, if you want to support me, you can subscribe to my YouTube, or to my Twitter, or to my Facebook, or to my Twitch. It's all under the same name, all under the name of SheeverGaming, so you can do that. And yeah, if you want to find out more about all the scores and stuff for StarLadder, you can go to StarLadder.tv, so definitely check that out to see how each team is doing. 16 teams. And cat sounds on the sound. He wakes up. Anyway, let's jump ourselves into the next game. Stick around, don't go anywhere.